Hey guys, so I've never done one of these before, and this is a mukbang, which I don't even know if that's still a thing. I'm probably way out of the loop, but so I got a salad here. It's got spring mix, it's got tomatoes, it's got zucchini and green onion, and then I sprinkled or squeezed lemon juice on it, and I put 2 tablespoons of my cilantro cheese. So it's kind of like a cheesy, cilantro-y salad. So I'm gonna try to chew enough, but I also want to talk. So, oh, and then this, I don't know what this is. Someone gave it to me a long time ago. Some sort of stone crystal. But I've been wanting to wear like a necklace lately. I don't know why. And this is the only one I have. I'm gonna get a EMF protector though. I just feel like, I don't know if they really work, but it's like 40 bucks and it's worth it because like my phone's always around me. I have Wi-Fi in my house. I shut it off at night, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's better to be safe than sorry. So yeah, today I just kind of wanted to chill and talk to you guys. Show you how good this salad is. So, what have I been thinking about lately? Well, I've been thinking a lot about the end of the world lately. So, I don't know if you guys think about that, but it just seems like times are speeding up, you know? A lot of the things in the Bible, which I know there's like a lot of bull crap in the Bible, but there's also a lot of truth. So a lot of the prophecies or whatever are starting to come into effect, you know? And it says like the days are going to be like Noah before, you know, Yahusha comes back, which is the true name of Jesus, because in those days there was no J in Hebrew. So Yahusha and Yahuwah, so Yahuwah would be God, the actual God, the Father, and then Yahusha, so Yahuwah, and then Yahusha is Jesus' real name. So yeah, so a lot of the stuff we get taught about it is just kind of wrong. And like if you look into the book of Enoch, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. And then it also ties back into the earth being flat. So I don't know if you guys know anything about any of this stuff, but I'm pretty far deep into it. Once people hear me say the earth is flat, they think that I'm an idiot and that I lose all credibility for anything else I say. But let me just tell you to look into it and be unbiased when you look into it, because none of the pictures that they show me look real at all. Like they all look like CGI. And not only that, like you mean to tell me that just like the moon landing in general, we can talk about space being fake later, but just the moon landing in general, like we flew off of a spinning ball that's flying through space to land on another spinning ball that's flying through space and also flying around us and also spinning. So we landed, I don't also know how like we could have landed coming back into Earth with the atmosphere and how fast we were going, like just doesn't make sense. And the shuttle that they flew back on looks like an airplane doctored up to look like a shuttle. So, but like we landed on a spinning ball that was spinning around and somehow like navigated back to Earth. Like none of it makes sense, guys. And then also like if we have all these satellites around, all the like footage that they have of like the ISS, like you don't see any other satellites. How come when I'm in the middle of the woods in pristine, I can be on the top of a mountain and I don't have cell service, even though there's supposed to be satellites everywhere? And it's not supposed to be using the towers at all. Like it's supposed to be using other satellites, and they should all be connected. But we still get bad service sometimes. And like the internet too, like I don't know, a lot of it is just pretty sketchy to me. And so when I started learning about food and how food is like manipulated and we get lied to about the food, it kind of just put everything else into perspective where like who knows what else they're going to be lying about, you know? So I think flat earth, I was talking about the Book of Enoch, but flat earth I think is an important topic because we all live on this, you know, planet or whatever you want to call it. I guess if it's flat it wouldn't be a planet, it'd be a plane. You know. But everyone else figured stuff out. So our generations, we don't question anything. We just go like, oh, someone else smart figured it out. Like he was a smart guy back in the 1800s, 1700s. He figured it out. We don't need to look into it anymore. But it's like everyone who's telling you what to believe, you're just taking their word for it. So, you know, if you want to bash religion, and say like, well, you're just, you know, going off of like what book someone wrote a long time ago, and it's like, well, one, religion, you can feel it in your heart or you can't. Like a lot of people just know that they're part of something bigger. And then science is just a bunch of guys that you never met that you take their word for it, that what they wrote in their books is right. So really it's kind of naive to say that people who believe in flat earth are stupid or they're wrong. And I'm not saying I know for sure and I don't have it all figured out, but I just know that it does not make sense to me that we're flying at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. So I don't even know. We're flying so fast through space. The sun's flying through space. And also not only that, the sun and the moon are the same size, but they're like so far distances away. Like, and we want to just believe that it's all a Big Bang theory and like all this happened like out of chance and coincidence. Well, what I learned in my life, nothing is coincidence, you know? And you just look around, every snowflake is different. You know what I mean? Every fingerprint is different. And it's never been the same throughout the entire, like the whole time that people have been alive. And the whole time that snow is falling. So like, I don't know, everything just seems pretty intelligent. And the minerals in the ground are like the minerals in our body, and like everything matches up. And then like the water, if you take the salt out of the water, it's like almost the same structure, like the ocean water, sorry. It's like the same structure as our blood. So it's just like, it's just crazy, guys. And then like coconut water, just like it feels like it's meant for us, like it was given to us. You know what I mean? Like once we figure out how to open the coconuts, it was like game on. But you know, I don't know for sure. It's just a big topic that I don't get to talk about a lot, especially. I mean, I just don't want to be like told that I'm like this weird guy by someone who just doesn't want to look into it themselves, and so I just don't bring it up usually. Same with like being raw vegan. Like I'll say I like eat raw food before I say raw vegan a lot of times, because you know, once people ask what I eat, then I'll be like, oh yeah, fruits and vegetables, and they go, oh, so you're vegan? And I'll say yes. But it's like I just want people to learn about fruits and vegetables first and foremost, which I got away from for a little while. I was really into like promoting veganism because I know that like animals are suffering and the earth is, if climate change is real, which another thing that I'm still not sure about. And I think a lot of processes that happen, like glaciers melting and stuff, might be natural. And I'm not saying that whatever we're doing, like chemtrails and like all this like pollution and menthol or methane going into the air isn't doing something, but it might just be polluting our air and like slowly killing us and giving us cancer. You know what I'm saying? But oh man, where was I going with this? But shoot. Well, yeah, climate change. What was I talking about before that? I don't know. Maybe I'm not good at mukbangs. Mukbang. But all I know is that I'm learning more and more that like it's time to take responsibility into our own hands, and it's time to it's time to live our lives the way that we want to live them. And we are so reliant on this system, and like I am too, and I'm trying to figure it out. And the only way to do it is to be a raw foodist. Well, you don't need to be 100% raw, but it'll be harder to cook things when you're living in nature. Go to somewhere tropical and just live off the land. And if you want a cell phone, like get like one of those pay-as-you-go phones. You can have a computer and use internet that other people are using. But then again, you're still relying on it. So like I'm finding it hard to even, go a day without using my internet. And so this is going to be a challenge I'm doing soon to try and do like a 3-day detox. And it's so funny because I did 40 days on juice. And I'm like thinking it's going to be hard to do a 3-day like internet detox, which is crazy because when I was younger, when I was 19 to 21, I moved out of my parents' house into this like house way out in the country. It was like an hour and a half away from where my parents lived. And I was working at this bar that was way out there. And we didn't have internet at the house for 2 years. And thinking about it, I remember like I was doing a lot more like things that I was present. Like I was either hanging out with friends or whatever. And we were always like hanging out. Like we didn't have like as many distractions. We didn't have Netflix to throw on, or we did have like DVDs and stuff that we'd put on when we were really bored. And we were stoners, so a lot of times we would just sit in the house and watch Cheech and Chong. Like I've watched Cheech and Chong like 100 times. Like it's so funny. Like the movies that we had at the house at the time, like, oh man. So yeah, like internet, I don't know. It's just my whole life I've known something's a little up, something's going on. And the more and more that I get open, the more truth that I'm shown. And yeah, just being spiritual, guys, is like so amazing. It's just like having faith that you're part of something bigger and that you're loved by something that could have created you. I say something because I don't know what Yahuwah would be, but I guess we're created in his image, so must be a pretty beautiful being. But yeah, these are just some of the thoughts that I have, guys. Like, I don't know. And then like when you get into it, like the Illuminati is just like some of the really rich people that decided to hide information that they get from either like other beings that come through dimensionally or have always been here. Like, I think a lot about like reptilians and stuff. You guys probably think I'm crazy. Unless you're into this stuff, then cool. But yeah, reptilians and stuff. Like, I've had friends that said that they saw them and they saw someone shapeshift and stuff. So I don't know for a fact, but my idea is that the reptilians are the offspring of the fallen angels that could have came down. And then that's why they don't have like souls like we do. And that's why they are stuck here, because this is like their heaven. So they try to make our heaven, which we could make this earth heaven for us, like a physical heaven, But they make it their heaven because they like the methane in the air, and they like it to be dark and cold, and like, they're like reptiles and stuff. Well, I don't know exactly, but I know that they eat like blood, and they drink blood and human blood, and they live off of fear as well, from all the research that I've done. And I'm not really into David Icke or whatever you say it. I'm more into like everyone that's talked about it, listening to what they have to say, and then getting my own conclusions from that. And I think the royal families are reptilians, or they're being controlled by reptilians. I mean, if you look in their eyes, the queen looks like a little old devil lady, and she's looked different in pictures when it's supposed to be her. So like shape-shifting, that could be, maybe there's clones. That's another big thing that I'm open to, is that there's human cloning, because it would just be so easy if they can transfer consciousness. And like eventually it's not going to last forever, but that's why some of these old guys like the Rothschild dude, I think he just died or whatever, but, or, what was that guy that died? But, like, they look like they're, should have died a long time ago, you know, and I think that has to do with, like, eating babies and fetuses and stuff like that. Again, like, I know I sound crazy, guys, but, I mean, and I'm not, like, running around every day thinking about this stuff. I just think it's important to know that this stuff could happen. So I think the last thing I want to say, because it's really hard to eat and talk to you guys, but this salad's really good, is the Project Bluebeam. Look up Project Bluebeam and the possible fake alien invasion. So what is the thing about flat Earth? If the Earth is flat, then there's nothing that can come in or come out. But if they want us to go into panic mode and agree to the one world government, and maybe even agree to go into these FEMA camps that we know are around, and that Walmart is being changed, like so many Walmarts closed down for no reason, and like just look it up, Walmart FEMA camps. There's videos, it's pretty sketchy. But if there's a fake alien invasion, then one, they can say we have to join together and combat this. People are gonna die, a lot of people are gonna die. But so that happens, and then not only that, once the alien invasion happens, that would be the perfect time for there to be the second coming of Christ. But it would be the Antichrist. It's someone very charismatic. I don't think he's shown his face publicly yet, or her face, who knows, we don't know what's gonna happen. But it's gonna be like a false savior, and then, but then when you really look into it, you'll see the deception, you know? Like, if they want me to get RFID chipped, like I was talking to my friend about this the other day, then I would rather go to jail and sit there and meditate and like just try to be happy, because I know that if all this stuff is happening, it really confirms that like there is good and evil, and I want to be on the side of good, and I want to be walking the path and living the way, and I don't need anything outside myself. That's what I've been working on so much, and the juice cleanse helped me get closer to that. But yeah, I just don't want anything outside of myself. All I really want is me, my creator, and love, and like that's all I want to, like that is all I want to need. But and then I don't want anything, you know, and then you're just at peace. But yeah, so if you haven't heard about any of this stuff, then you probably think that I'm crazy. If you made it this far, then cheers to you. Like, thank you for listening to me ramble on about conspiracies and stuff. I have a lot more, but just look up the flat Earth if you haven't. Give it a full shot, because at first I was like everyone else, I thought it was stupid, but then I saw a couple videos and the curvature didn't match up with pictures, and the way that the planes fly, and like doing weird emergency stops, that kind of got me questioning. And then just the fact that no one can go to Antarctica because there's a treaty with mostly all the countries, like pretty much all the countries have a treaty. So, and then the Admiral Byrd, look at Admiral Byrd, because he did an expedition there and said that there was landmass that is the size of North America, undiscovered, and it was like lush and green, and there were mountains and stuff. So like, who knows, guys? Just do some research. Whatever we're being told is not even half the truth. Honestly, they give us like 1-2 little things that are true just to get us to believe in the big lie. So like, again, space travel, if they want us to feel insignificant and feel like, a lot of people think we could just go to Mars. Like, oh, don't worry, we'll just go to Mars. We'll live in some space. Like, that's not going to happen. This is our one Earth. Even Bill Nye said it sometime, which I don't really respect him, but because he's a shill. But Bill Nye said it in some interview, like, you guys got to get to this generation needs to know that Earth is a closed system, which means, yeah, we can't go anywhere. Like, we have to take care of what we have, and like, we're flushing pharmaceutical drugs down the toilet, who knows what else. All that's getting into our water system, and like, there's just so much to it, guys. It's so deep. Like the rabbit hole goes deep, and I'm diving down it. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or want to talk more about this stuff, then let me know. Or if you want like any videos I can recommend for any of these topics. But there's so much more I could talk about. But the video is 20 minutes now. I think that's good enough. Again, try this salad. Super simple. I'm going to be having the recipes coming out shortly with that seed cheese. But I'll just tell you, it's pretty much cilantro, sunflower seeds, lemon, and nutritional yeast. I threw a couple other things in there, but yeah, it's pretty easy. It's just, I wanted options for people. So that's not even a main recipe. That's just part of the recipe for the tacos. You know what I mean? To have something on the tacos. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you making this far if you did. And let me know if you want me to do another video like this. I won't talk about conspiracies, or I will. I can talk about anything. I can talk about stories in my life, what's happening tomorrow, you know, whatever. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you soon.